The knock on the door was small, soft, almost trembling, but when the man opened it, what he saw froze him where he stood. A little girl, maybe 7 or 8 years old, standing on his porch, clutching a worn-out backpack, her face pale and streaked with tears. And then he saw it, the dark purple bruise swelling beneath her left eye. She looked up at him, her voice barely more than a whisper. "Please, will you be my dad?" Behind him, 27 men, leather jackets, tattoos, the unmistakable Hell's Angels patch, turned toward the doorway in silence. That's how it all began. Scene 1, the girl with the black eye. Her name was Lily. She lived just 2 blocks away, in a small house that looked perfect from the outside. But neighbors had learned to ignore the shouting that sometimes echoed from behind those closed windows. Her mother worked 2 jobs, trying her best, but her stepfather, he was a man no one wanted to cross. Lily had learned early to stay quiet, to move carefully, to not make mistakes, but that didn't always work. That morning she had gone to school with her hair covering her face. Her teacher had noticed, asked gently what happened, but Lily just said she fell. She always said she fell. By recess the other kids were whispering, a few laughed, someone called her ugly. And that's when something in Lily broke. She didn't know what she was going to do, she just started walking, down the block, past the park, past the gas station, until she saw them, a group of men with roaring motorcycles parked outside a small repair shop. Leather vests, loud laughter, beards, tattoos, and the kind of presence that made everyone else cross the street. But not Lily. She walked straight up to them. Scene 2, the unexpected meeting. The men turned as she approached. One of them, a broad-shouldered man with a thick beard, squatted down to her level. "Hey there, little one," he said. "You lost." Lily shook her head. I need help." The men exchanged glances. "What's your name, sweetheart?" "Lily." "Okay, Lily, what kind of help you need?" She hesitated. Then, with trembling fingers, she pushed her hair aside and revealed the bruise. The men froze. "Did someone do that to you?" Her lips quivered, she nodded. And then came the words no one expected. "Can you be my dad?" Silence, pure silence. Even the sound of motorcycles idling seemed to fade away. The man in front of her looked up at his brothers, then back at her. "Sweetheart," he said softly, "you just found a whole lot of them." Scene 3, 27 Hell's Angels and 1 little girl. The man's name was Ray. He was the chapter president, tough, scarred, and feared by many. But that day, when Lily walked into his life, something in him shifted. He called for a meeting that night. By the next morning, 27 Hell's Angels stood in the parking lot, waiting. Lily didn't know what to think when she saw them. She stood there clutching her backpack, staring up at these giants of men. Ray kneeled down beside her. "We're gonna walk you to school today, all right?" She blinked, "All of you?" Ray smiled, "Every single one." And so, the engines roared to life. 27 motorcycles lined up behind a little girl on a pink bicycle with a broken bell. Neighbors peeked through curtains. Parents stopped in their tracks. Teachers dropped their coffee cups when they saw the line of bikers escorting a small child to the school gate. When they arrived, Ray turned off his bike and looked at her. "No one's gonna hurt you again," he said, "ever." She smiled for the first time in weeks. Scene 4, the challenge. But things didn't get easier right away. Her stepfather didn't like the attention. He showed up at the school that afternoon, angry, drunk, yelling. He grabbed Lily's arm hard. That's when Ray, who'd been waiting across the street, stepped forward. "Let go of her," he said, voice low but steady. The man sneered, "And who the hell are you?" Ray smiled coldly, "Family." The other bikers stood behind him, arms crossed, a wall of leather and steel. The stepfather hesitated, then backed off, muttering something under his breath before stumbling away. The next day he was gone. He packed a bag and disappeared, leaving Lily and her mother behind. It should have been over, but trauma doesn't vanish overnight. Lily still woke up crying. She still flinched when someone raised their voice. She still didn't know what love felt like, not really. That's when the angels stepped in again. Scene 5, a different kind of family. They didn't just protect her, they showed up every week. They helped her mom fix the car. They brought groceries when money was tight. They even helped Lily with her science project. Ray taught her how to fix a flat tire. One of the bikers, Joey, who used to be a chef, showed her how to make pancakes shaped like hearts. And when her birthday came around, she didn't ask for gifts. She just asked if the guys could come to her school again. They did. All 27 of them. That morning, the roar of their motorcycles filled the quiet neighborhood once more. Kids cheered. Teachers smiled. Even the principal wiped away a tear. Lily stood in front of them wearing her new helmet, red, with a white angel wing sticker on the side. "This is my family," she said proudly. "And they're not scary, they're my dad's." Scene 6, healing the wounds. But even strong families face challenges. One night, Lily's mom got a call from the police. Ray had been arrested. A misunderstanding at a bar fight. Nothing major, but enough to make Lily scared all over again. She cried in her mom's arms that night. "What if they go away?" she whispered. "What if I'm alone again?" Her mom brushed her hair back. "Sweetheart, family doesn't disappear, not this one." And she was right. The next day, the bikers gathered outside the police station, not with anger but with unity. They waited until Ray was released, and Lily was there when he walked out. She ran to him, arms wide, tears streaming. "Promise you'll never go away," she said. Ray knelt down. "Kiddo, I've got 27 brothers who'd tear down the world before letting that happen." Scene 7, years later. Time passed. The bruises faded. The nightmares got quieter, and Lily grew up surrounded by laughter, loyalty, and love. She joined a youth program the angels started, one to help kids who came from broken homes like hers. They called it Project Guardian. Every summer, they hosted bike rides and charity events for kids who needed someone to believe in them. Lily spoke at one of those events when she was 16. Standing in front of hundreds of people, she held the microphone with trembling hands and said, "People think family is about blood, but it's not. Family is about who shows up, who stands up, who never lets you fall." In the front row, 27 bikers wiped away tears beneath their sunglasses. Scene 8, full circle. Years later, Lily became a social worker. She dedicated her life to helping kids like herself, the ones who felt unseen, unloved, or unwanted. And every time she walked into a courtroom to stand beside a frightened child, she wore a small pendant around her neck, a tiny silver wing with the number 27 engraved on it. One day, a little girl looked up at her and asked, "Are you my guardian angel?" Lily smiled. "No," she said softly, "but I know a few." Ending the message. Lily's story reminds us of something powerful. Kindness doesn't always look soft. Sometimes it looks like leather jackets, tattoos, and motorcycles roaring down the street to protect a child who just needed to be loved. The Hell's Angels weren't perfect men. They made mistakes. But when it came to Lily, they became something greater, a family that refused to let the darkness win. And that's what we can all do. You don't need to be a biker to stand up for someone who's hurting. You just need the courage to care. Call to action for your channel. If this story touched your heart, take a moment, leave a comment below, and share what kindness means to you. And if you believe the world needs more stories like this, stories about love, redemption, and the power of standing up for what's right, make sure you subscribe to Be Kind Always. Because sometimes, a little kindness can change a life. Just like it changed Lily's.